streets. I want to say hello YouTube. This is your girl Karma Kaboom, broadcasting live from out here in these clean hands and dirty hearts streets. I want to say hello to all of my wonderful subscribers. How are you all doing out there? Hopefully you are doing so well. Thank you all so much, those of you that have donated to my platform. I appreciate you all very much. If you would like to donate, you're welcome to do so. My Cash App is $Carmen Kaboom, and my PayPal is pay.me/Carmen Kaboom. I want to talk about clean hands and dirty hearts. My heart is real heavy this morning because, I've been thinking a lot about this. We have, as a society, been focusing so much on washing our hands, something that I thought we had already covered a long time ago. But unfortunately, everybody has not been raised the same. So some people are having to play catch up a little bit later in life. And they're just now, as an adult, learning how to properly wash their hands. But while we are focusing on washing our hands, let's not forget about washing our ass, as well as washing our heart. Some of us have a dirty heart as well as a dirty ass. And I think we need to really combine all the washing together. We need to strive for cleanliness overall. And I've been thinking a lot about this in the midst of this COVID-19, aka coronavirus. So many people are reportedly dying, just dropping off like flies all over the world. And even in the midst of this pandemic, there are so many people who are still stiff-necked, still low down, still committed to being wicked. And I have come to this new city, and I was really, really excited about being in a new environment and exploring the great possibilities that this new city has to offer. And I was so glad to see that it had a very low ratio of niggas. I think overall I probably have seen between 5 and 7 blacks. And I think I talked about this earlier in my previous video when I think it was the first day I was here, and I stopped at a gas station for directions. And before I got out of the vehicle, oh my gosh, I saw this black guy, and his eyes got so big because, it's not a whole lot of black people around here. And he was just staring at me, and I was trying to act like I didn't see him. And a white guy was driving a vehicle, and as they were driving off, I looked over, he was still staring at me, and his eyes were so big. He was like so amazed to see another black person. And I thought it was so funny. And as they were driving out into the street, I started to turn around. I know he was still looking at me. I know he was. And, it's not a lot of blacks. And it's very refreshing to not be around a bunch of niggas. And, I was talking to someone in the city where I'm coming from. And every time I talk to someone from that city, it's telling me about somebody got killed, a double murder, a triple murder, a single murder. And that city, it has really earned its meaning of its name. It's the city of the dead. And that spirit of death and destruction and doom is just envelops that city like a sanctuary. And I'm so glad to be away from that for however long. And every time I think about considering going back, I get so nauseous. And even though it's refreshing to be away from niggas, I never considered the possibility of being in the same environment with the same spirit of hate, but from another race. And, it's mostly white people here. And even though most of them, they really don't give me a feeling of racism, I understand that I'm outnumbered as far as me being black, and a lot of whites are racist, and they do take advantage of them outnumbering me. And let's face it, a lot of white people are racist. And I have encountered a whole lot of them who give me the nasty looks and hard looks and evil looks and do some slightly low down things, such as this female who I was working with earlier. And I had already prepared myself for her being low down because, you only get a first chance to make a first impression. And I was met with that wicked energy all over her and the other white woman that works with her. And you got to be very cautious about these people who pride themselves of being on the job the longest. Oh, I've been on this job 10 years. I've been on this job 15 years. I've been with the company since it first started 25 years ago. And then they can't keep a whole lot of employees. They have a high turnover rate. You got to watch some people a lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times it's been on that job since it first started. And then they've been on there 10 and 15 years, and they don't never know why the company can't keep nobody. And then you look at them and you see their energy is wicked. That's why. Because they're driving most of the employees away and getting them fired. Not all the time, but a lot of times. That's what's going on. And I have been around those type of people so many times. That's why I'm constantly job hopping, because I can't stand being around that wicked, evil energy. And in the midst of this coronavirus, COVID-19, you would think that people would humble themselves. But I guess old habits are hard to break. And I have come to the conclusion that God is just going to have to pick and pluck and purge a lot of these people from the land and just get rid of them, because they're not going to turn from their wicked ways. God said, if my people who are called by my name would humble themselves and pray, I will hear from heaven and heal the land. Some of these people, they don't even believe in God, and they don't have any fear of God, and they are more committed to serving Satan. So, those people have pretty much devoted themselves to evil. So God's going to have to deal with them accordingly. And I found myself this morning just really hurt by, the energy and the activities of this white female that I was working with. And even though I'm very sure it wasn't my fault what happened, it was an incident that happened at the job and I had nothing to do with it, but some kind of way, you know how they are. You know how they are. They don't want to be accountable. They don't want to take responsibility for their actions. And they'll try to deflect and pull somebody else in order to shift the blame or share the blame. And I saw what she was doing. And I was like, is this really going on? And she got on the phone and called the supervisor. And she was, you know how they do, they try to be so dramatic and acting like it's more than what it is. And I could see that she was trying to find a way out in order to make it seem like what had happened was my fault or whatever, or I should have been, involved to stop whatever happened, whatever. And I was like, is this really going on? And I was just paying attention to her energy and all that wickedness that was going on. And she may not have been talking about me, but I heard her talking to the supervisor when I walked out of the room and she thought I was gone. And if I'm not mistaken, it sounded like she said, she's just worthless. And I was just all the way driving back here to the hotel. I was like, she had to have been talking about me. Who else could she have been talking about? I'm pretty sure she wasn't saying that about herself. And when I walked back in the room, she cut the conversation off. And before I left, I was paying close attention once again to that energy, the energy. And I know without a shadow of doubt that I deliver or strive to deliver quality work. And, everybody's work ethic is not the same. But I know that I am a quality person and I don't have a problem with accepting responsibility if something is my fault, but a lot of people do. And the other white girls that came in as I was leaving, the girl that I worked with, she was sticking around to do her little report, incident report. And I asked her if I needed to stay or whatever. And she was like, oh no, you can go ahead and go. But before I asked her that, one of the other younger white girls that came, she was looking at the girl that I had been working with. She was looking at her a certain kind of way. And you know how people be giving each other the eyes and gesturing. And, they already been talking about the person that's just walked into the room. And then they cut the conversation short and be looking at each other a certain kind of way with a little smirk on their face and waiting on that person to leave. That's how they was doing me. And the younger white girl that had just come to work, she had this little smirk on her face and throwing her little ponytail and looking at me a certain kind of way and looking off back at the other woman that I had been working with. And I already knew they was plotting. And I said to myself, this is so evil. This is so evil. And, with them outnumbering me and it being mostly a white company, you know how they can go, right? And I'm pretty sure that the white female that I was working with, she wrote up a bunch of lies probably and probably tried to shift the blame on me, even though I had nothing to do with it. And I'm pretty sure it's almost 10 o'clock. She already probably done called the upper management and told them a bunch of lies and manipulated the truth and got her other little buddies in on it. You know how they do. You know how they do. And I said, I got God, so I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. All of them demons, I don't care. And I said to myself as I was driving back here to the hotel, I could be in a worse situation as it relates to working around a whole bunch of niggas with these suspected racist white people. And I had not even considered that, how dangerous this could be, working around all these suspected racist white folks. Oh my God. But once again, I have God in me and God covers me. So I could care less about the whole bunch of white demons that try to come against me. But I am going to be aware. I'm not going to focus on these wicked folks, but I am going to be aware and I am going to acknowledge what's going on, right? And it really made me feel so despondent. I guess I'll use that word. And I had called my husband on the phone, even though we're not, there as far as, whatever. We are still civil towards each other. And it's certain things I know I cannot talk to him about because he's so detached when it comes to the reality of certain things in life. And just like, I want to talk to him about this coronavirus matter, but I can't because he's in denial and he's so detached from that. And that's how a lot of people cope, by not trying to cope at all. And that makes me feel a certain kind of way because what if he was to get it, how are we going to deal with that? Or the other way around, how will we deal with that? He does not want to talk about it at all. And you got to have full-fledged communication in any type of relationship. You got to have communication is the key. And certain things I cannot talk to him about. So that creates a lot of friction. That creates a lot of hostility and resentment that I feel towards him ever the more. So while I was driving, I had called him to try to talk to him about some things, but, it is what it is. And I was pretty much calling him to try to take my mind off of thinking about her, that wicked white woman that I had been working with. And I found myself before I called him, I found myself crying a little bit because of the magnitude of the wickedness in this world. It's not the world. It's a lot of these demons in the world. The world ain't did nothing. It's the wicked folks in this world. And no matter however much God gives us signs and is so patient with us and tries to give us time to correct ourselves in our error. A lot of people do not heed the warning. No matter how many plagues come, no matter how many natural disasters, tornadoes, earthquake, hurricane, etc., they stop and get shook for a moment, and then they go right back to being evil. And I have encountered so many hateful people these last 3 days, being in this town, and I try not to focus on that. I try not to focus on it, but in the back of my mind, it does somewhat penetrate me. It does somewhat impact me. It does somewhat affect me indirectly and internally. And I try not to internalize it, because then I will focus on that. And I need to be focusing on God. And that's how the devil operates. He tries to take your focus off of God, what is important, and therefore tries to shift the focus on the evil and all that wicked energy and all of that. And then it'll manifest, and there you go. So the Spirit of God was telling me, we're not doing this. We're not going to cry about a demon. You're not going to let a demon make you cry. That's not what we're doing. And just like that, the tears were stopped. And I said to myself, no, I'm going to agree with God. I'm going to agree with His Spirit. We're not doing this. We're not going to let some demons, some white trash demons, make me cry and get me all upset about some stupid stuff. No. And I said, God, I'm going to give all that trash to you. And I know you can work it out better than I can. And I'm going to keep my focus on you. But I thought it was a shame, because that's another reason why I cried. Because here we are, once again, in the midst of coronavirus / COVID-19. And a lot of these wicked people, they still being wicked. It's like they're not even fazed by coronavirus. It's like they're not even thinking about COVID-19. They don't care. They still focus on being wicked. And I thought about it. This big nasty white trash that I'm working with. And I've been trying not to talk about it in my head. But honey, I'm going to go ahead and talk about it with my mouth. Look, she's real fat and wide as this wall behind me. And when I first seen her, and I'm pretty sure she probably screwing a black dude. I'm pretty sure she is, because her ass is so humongous. I mean, extra humongous. And I'm not telling no lie. Her ass is about the size of that wall back there behind me. And I have never seen an ass that effing wide on a white woman. I ain't never seen it. And the way she acts and the way she moves, I can tell she's still sexually fluid. And last night I got a good close look at her mouth. She got a tongue ring, a effing tongue ring. I said, wow. So that's an indication of what's going on, right? Sexually. I thought that was all played out, a tongue ring. But nevertheless, this big nasty motherfucker got a tongue ring. Forgive me, Lord, because I'm trying to stop cussing, but this is a cussable moment. It's a trigger. And what else? She got them big old nasty wide thighs and hips, and just built real gross. And I've been trying to give her a pass. But today, I said, I know this big nasty motherfucker ain't being low down against me like this. But I'm not surprised, because I seen it coming from the gate. I seen her get herself worked up and ready at the gate. So I'm not surprised. And I bet you done got a lot of people fired. And I bet you done ran a lot of people away from the job. But guess what? I'm not going to be one of them. I'm not going to be one of the bodies in the bag. I'm not going to be one. Might be the other way around, but it's not going to be me. It's not going to be me. And I'm not going to try to be tit for tat with that girl. I'm just going to walk in excellence and do my job. And it's dangerous to mess with a child of God. And when God's people cry out, when God's children cry out, God going to hear from his children, right? Because he already inside of me. And you think he going to listen at me mourning and grieving and hurt and in anguish, and he ain't gonna see about you, the one that's responsible for making me cry. You think he ain't gonna whoop you real good upside your head? Okay. So it's a lot of people in the midst of this coronavirus. We focusing on washing our hands, but ain't nobody talking about washing your heart. Your heart need washing too. A lot of these people, they are playing with God, but guess what? God is not playing with them. Let them keep on thinking God is a game and he's somebody to be messing around with. The more he try to show them, the more they show out. But guess what? God is showing up, and he get ready to wrap this thing up. And I don't blame him. If I was God, guess what? I would have been done chunk all of this away a long time ago. But God is so patient with us. God is so kind with us. And look how so many people just keep on taking God for granted and spitting in God's face and playing around with God. Like he some kind of game, some kind of joke. He is really sick and tired of a lot of people's mess. And everything that he told us not to do, a lot of people are doing what he said not to do. Just hard-headed, stubborn, stiff-necked. And I was talking to someone recently, and I was telling him, how when we was kids at home and our mom and dad, they would tell us, look, I done told you to stop doing such and such. And, they tell you they're going to tear your butt up if you keep on doing whatever that is that they told you not to do. And they might let you get away with it a time or two, but then pretty soon they're going to get tired of your hard head and they're going to wear your butt out, right? And you ain't going to see it coming. You're going to feel like you so hurt and you done got mistreated because you done got away with it so many times. And then your parents finally got tired of you and just sock you real good, just wore your butt out. And you didn't even see it coming. You didn't even think they were going to do it because you don't take it for granted. And that's the same way that we are doing God. In so many ways. God done told you not to fornicate. And there you go, throwing your legs open every chance you get. And I have been guilty of that myself. Let's talk about it. Lately I've been feeling so horny, right? And I've been trying to suppress it and be obedient. But every now and again, that nature started rising. And honey, I've been sitting up, laying up in these hotel rooms and just thinking about a certain somebody. And I've been thinking how, ooh, I just want to rub all over that big old wide pretty chest and back and arms and shoulder blades and wrap these legs around that big old wide neck and all of this and all of that. And then I think about God and how good God has been to me and how merciful God has been to me. And I said, I cannot throw all of my blessings away on some foolishness like this. And it's normal and natural for us to have these type of thoughts, but it's another thing to let it manifest. That's where we really get in trouble, when we let it manifest. So I have to repent. I have those kind of thoughts, but I have to repent and turn from my wicked ways. And I've been trying to get rid of that deal though. But honey, every now and again, that heat just get the best of me, right? And I've been trying to get myself prepared to throw it away. And before I came on this trip, I told myself, you need to throw that thing away. You're throwing all this other stuff away. And I had thrown a lot of my winter clothes away. And then I came up here and it's still cold over here. And they go Walmart. Got every bit of their clothes taped off. And you can only get essential items only. And I'm so pissed off at that. I'm so pissed off about that. Who is the person or people that's deciding what is and what's not essential? What's essential to you may not be essential to me. What's essential to me may not be essential to you. And I got a big problem with that. And I can't get one sweater. I can't go to Walmart and get not one sweater because they got it taped off and they feel like that's not essential. Ugh. But anyway, I brought the dildo in my bag. I checked it. It was in my check bag. And when I opened my bag, I had a feeling. I had a strong feeling that one of them TSA agents was going to see the dildo, the outline of that dick, that plastic dick on the x-ray machine, and was going to be messy. They know what it is. You know what a penis looks like. And they're so messy. And that just gets their attention when they see a dildo, a plastic penis on the x-ray machine. I used to be a spring. I know how they operate. And every time they see one, they act like it's the first time. And they over-sexualize, so they just turn them on. And they want to play with it and laugh about it and all that kind of stuff. So I should have prayed over the dildo before I put it in the bag. And that way, maybe they wouldn't mess with it. Or maybe a Christian screener would have been on the operating machine and they would have messed with it and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, when I get to the hotel, open my bag, there go one of them pieces of paper from the TSA. I knew what it was all about. So I said, I don't even want to be bothered. I don't even want to be bothered with it right now. So yesterday, was it yesterday? Either yesterday or the day before. I said, let me go ahead and see about this dildo. So I know how I had wrapped the dildo. And it was wrapped a different kind of way. And I said, yeah, them demons at the TSA, they done had their hands on this dildo. So let me go ahead and wash it. Because they got all of this coronavirus residue all over my dildo. And then if I go to playing with myself with the dildo, I have coronavirus residue penetrating all up in my vagina. Why won't they leave the dildos alone? What they got to look at it for? What do they got to fuck around with the dildo for? Oh, I don't appreciate it. Not one bit. Some strangers' hands been out with them on nasty gloves that they do not take off between other bags. And just get all of my contaminated gloves touching all over my plastic penis. I don't appreciate it. And I started to write them a letter about that. Probably ain't gonna do no good, but it's still keep your hands off of my dildo. That's what I want to tell them. So anyway, yeah. It's things like that. Even little things like that. We gotta learn. I know old habits are hard to break, right? But even little things like that, packing a plastic penis in your bag, that falls under the umbrella of wickedness, right? So I got to pray for strength to get rid of that dildo because that's still sex. It's still sex, right? And people are still hooking up with real penises and real pussies. People are still hooking up. People are still hanging out. People still smoking dope. People still dancing on social media, all these social media dance challenges, dancing in the midst of doom, death, and despair. People are still being nasty with their attitude, with their spirit. People still lovers of themselves. People still being disobedient. And all of this got to do with your heart. That's why I'm saying this. This has to do with the heart. It needs washing too. People are still racist. Just like this man I met earlier this morning. There he go acting all nasty and hateful towards me. And I greeted him with such warmth and kindness. And then he goes standing back acting all nasty and hateful with that awful, suspected racist spirit. And I started telling him, man, this don't make no sense. Here we are in the midst of coronavirus. You could get COVID-19 or 20. And here and then some people don't even have a job. Here you are standing on your job acting like this with me. But the Lord said, hold your tongue. Let me deal with him. And I was already feeling so heavy in my heart from that other suspected racist white girl that I work with and all that stuff she was doing. And then the next thing I know, here he go, with all that racist spirit and hateful spirit and all of that. And after I left from that man, there was another white man walking his dog when I got to the hotel. And as soon as I got out of the vehicle, he was like, hi, how are you? And I thought the man was talking to somebody else. But, remember, most of them are racist. And most of them do not speak to me, even when I speak to them. And I turned around, he was looking at me. He was walking his dog. And I said, hey, kind of dry. And then he kept on trying to talk to me. He was like, sure is cold out here. It might rain later on, maybe a little bit of snow. And I started to say nothing to him. And then I said, I hope it doesn't snow. I don't want any snow. I don't want any rain either. And he was looking like, oh, you don't like snow? You don't like rain? I said, no, I don't want none of that. And he kept on, making a little small talk, and he was smiling and stuff. And, that made a difference in me. I could tell that it was kind of genuine. And he was like, well, you have a great day. And I said, okay, you have a great day too. And that did make me feel a little bit better. And it made me feel like, you know, maybe not all of these folks are the same, But when I encounter someone like that, in a way, it made me feel like they might have a hidden agenda, or they might have jungle fever, or they might just be genuinely kind, which is rare. And it's sad that in this society, being kind and nice and considerate of others is rare. And that's so sad. It's really sad that I have to be momentarily suspicious when someone is being genuinely kind and nice and friendly and have no ulterior motives or underlying agendas. It's really sad. And that's because so many of these people walking around with these dirty hearts. And a lot of these people, they have really glorified homosexuality. And a lot of these people have supported all this homosexuality. And they still are committed to that, even though God is against it. And then we hear all about these people dying from COVID-19. And people are still committed to sin. They're still committed to glorifying that dirty heart. And people are still lying. People are still killing. They're supposed to be quarantining. They're supposed to be staying at home. But they come outside killing, stealing, bearing false witness, cheating, and participating in all kind of other miscellaneous sin. And don't you know God is tired of all of that? And he's waited for us to get right for so long and to clean up our hearts. But a lot of people, they just love walking around with these dirty hearts. I'm tired of walking around with these masks and gloves. That's what I'm tired of. Oh, I'm so tired of wearing these masks and gloves, and it's so hot under the mask. It's so hot under there. And let me tell you something else about the mask. That mask, honey, if you got some bad breath, that mask will knock you out and have you collapsing, okay? It's not caught me off guard one or two times. We don't always brush our teeth, and sometimes, we get a little lazy with that brushing of our teeth. But, honey, one or two times here lately, ooh, I almost knocked my own self out with that bad breath under the mask. Oh, that's what you don't want to do, right? Get caught with some bad breath under the mask, and you're going to knock your own self out unconscious. That's what you're going to do. And, man, But let me tell you about another thing I've been noticing about the mask. What good is it to wear the mask and you're going to have it down? Where's my mask? Let me show you. Some of these people be having the mask on, but they be having it down here. Down here. Why you got the mask if it's down here? You think the coronavirus going to take a break? You think the coronavirus going to take a break? Why do you have it? Oh, that's just like the other day. This other female, white, at the job, she fussing and bitching about not having any mask and gloves at the job. And then when she finally got a mask, she wouldn't even wear it. She was wearing it just like that, like I just had it. She was walking around with it like this. And I'm like, why are you bitching and complaining about you can't find no mask and we don't have no mask if you're gonna wear it like this? What's the point of wearing it like that? Ugh. And then some of these people like her, they get mad because I be having my mask on all the time. And then you got the people, like some of these suspected racists, they don't want you to have the mask on because I guess to them you look suspicious. And I saw this video the other day, I don't know where it was, but two black guys, they were in Walmart or somewhere, some kind of store, and this policeman was walking them out, and they were saying that the policeman walked them out of the store because they had on the mask. And he wanted them to take the mask off. I don't know if that's true or false. It's always three sides to a story. Your side, their side, and the truth. So I don't know what the deal was. And I do know that the black guy that was recording the situation, the police was walking behind him, and he was being unnecessarily loud and ghetto. And I said, you see, that's probably the problem. They got so belligerent and over emotional. You know how to get. And that just makes it worse. Even if you're in the right, you're going to be in the wrong once you get loud and belligerent. You cannot overrule the police with your big mouth, your big ghetto ratchet mouth. It's going to get you beat down or worse. That's what's going to happen. But anyway, yeah, I'm sick and tired of wearing the mask and the gloves. I'm sick and tired of hearing about coronavirus. And I'm sick and tired of all the BS associated with the coronavirus. There's a lot of BS associated with it. But, a lot of people, I'm hearing a lot of people saying that a lot of the elderly people, when they go to the hospital for any reason, I don't know how true it is, but they're saying that they have this policy that whereas they will not resuscitate, they have a do not resuscitate policy. And I think that's really, really evil. And, some people were saying, well, they're 90 years old. They already don't live their life. So, oh, well, I don't agree with that. And I feel like you don't have a right to play God. And if you can preserve life and you are in a capacity as a medical professional to do so, I think you should do all that you can for that person. Otherwise, you are violating the oath that you took as a medical professional when you first got the job. And I could say so much more, but I'm gonna stop right there. But a lot of these people are also saying when they go to the doctor for whatever reason, they are automatically saying that these people have COVID-19. And I saw this video, and you all probably saw it too, whereas the black female was saying that she went to the doctor, they didn't even test her. They just automatically diagnosed her as having COVID-19. And, I think there is an agenda. And a lot of these black people have been saying, oh, black people can't get coronavirus, and that's a white people disease. And I knew a lot of these black people were setting themselves up for failure by saying that with a big mouth. So guess what? Now it's all over the media. They're saying that black people are more susceptible to getting coronavirus. And now we see more and more black people dying from coronavirus. And I said, these black folks with a big mouth, they set themselves up for that. I mean, even if you recognize that and you have been noticing this, some things you need to just shut up about and keep to yourself and not speak on in the public domain. But a lot of these raggedy blacks, they can't shut their mouth. They can't use discretion. And they just blah, blah, blah. So now, you set your own self up for this. So now we see all of these black people getting the coronavirus. Whereas it was not like that before. It was mostly Chinese and then it was mostly whites. So now here you go with your big mouth. You don't say what you said and somebody heard you. So now they making it seem like, or making, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say it, but there it is. So anyway, I cannot wait to eat at a restaurant. I'm so tired of passing by Olive Garden and Buffalo Wild Wings, and I cannot sit both of my stomachs at a booth and stretch my legs out and just drink them sweet teas and strawberry lemonades to my content. Oh, I'm so ready to get inside of a booth at a restaurant. I'm so sick of all of this quarantine and shutdown and social distancing as it relates to these restaurants. You know what I mean? I'm sick of it. I'm so ready to get inside of a restaurant. Oh, I passed by Olive Garden last night and I said, I can't wait to see you again. I can't wait to see the inside of you again. And I told Buffalo Wild Wings last night, I'm coming, honey. I don't know when, but I'm coming. Oh, but anyway, I was listening at a very, very informative message from one of my favorites, spiritual speakers, Apostle Geno Jennings, and he was talking about this coronavirus, and he feels like God has allowed this in order to get the people's attention, in order to get us to repent and acknowledge God and obey Him and such. And a lot of people don't want to listen to those type of messages, but I appreciate that message, and I will play this message and let you all listen to it. And then this will conclude this video. Thank you all very much for tuning into this video. And we will have another video real soon. I don't know when I'll be doing another live. I've been so busy lately. So I've been doing my pre-recorded videos, and I hope you all don't mind. And let's listen to Apostle Geno Jennings. I think it's like 26 minutes or so. And that will conclude our video. Thank you all so much once again for your generosity and support in the form of your donations. And if you would like to donate to my platform, you may do so. My Cash App is $Carmen Kaboom, and my PayPal is pay.me/Carmen Kaboom. Thank you very much. I want you to take that power from the devil. He's wrong. From the Lord. The Bible says, keep your verse. Genesis chapter 16, verse 19. Behold, feather. Fight comes from the Lord. Amen. Did you hear what he said? At the beginning of service. And said, how did you see God? Morning. Great morning. They playing with God, but God is not playing. You us hard-headed men and women, you have crying in the wilderness of America, telling you the fact. If you would like to hear more of this, I may put it on my Facebook page, my Carmen Kaboom